So hello, I'm back here with another challenge. We are with challenge number 3 from the basic algorithm scripting challenges, and today we're gonna factorialize a number. So factorializing is a mathematical operation. As we can see here, described by FreeCodeCamp, it's basically a factorial is the product of all positive integers less than or equal to n. Product is multiplication, so for 5 factorial it would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So for this function we need to create some kind of functionality, some kind of code that whatever we put here, it's going to be factorialized. So if we put here 5, it's going to return us 120. So I've prepared an explanation on this board here, and it's about factorialization and how to understand the challenge so that we can solve it together. So that's the definition I gave it, and then like I said, 3 factorialize is 3 times 2 times 1, and like we saw with 5, it would be 5 times all the lower numbers until 1. So the rule of thumb would be that n factorialize, so any number would be n times n minus 1, so 5 times 5 minus 1 times 5 minus 2 times 5 minus 3, and so on until it's multiplied by 1. So we have some constraints. 1 factorialized should return 1, 0 factorialized should return 1, and here, well, this is a bit of a mixed case because I've researched about what would be the factorial of a negative number, and well, there's a whole discussion around it and there's no consensus about it, but from what I've researched, I found out that it should be 1. And also for the sake of simplicity, we're just gonna choose 1, because like that we can say that everything below a number of 1 should return 1. And well, this is not a constraint, it's rather a question to FreeCodeCamp whether they thought about the constraint of does it have to be a number, like if we put in some text here, like, I don't know, hello. If it returns something stupid, should we handle it? And since FreeCodeCamp doesn't specify that, I would say we are not forced to do that. Well, let's dive into the problem. We have factorialize now, the function. And I would say we could begin with the constraints first, right? So everything that is below 1 or equal to 1 should return 1. And otherwise, we are gonna say that, and we have to think about this. So 5 times 4, and times 3 times 2 times 1, and there we stop, right? So it would be 5 times 5 minus 1 times 5 minus 2, and so on. So we can say that it's 5 as a placeholder for number times, and to get into the function again, so that it doesn't stop there. I mean, if we say num minus 1, we have to put it in parentheses because of the order of operations. So if we say like this, we're just gonna get 6. Well, that's a bit weird. Oh no, of course, because we have 3. Yeah. Well, let's say 5 is going to return 20. And that's what I meant. It's not the same. How can we get back into the multiplication? How can we stay multiplying until it reaches 1? Well, with a concept called recursion, which is that you call the function itself, you are calling it within the function. But you have to be very careful about recursion, because there must be always a condition where the recursion stops, because otherwise you're gonna create an infinite loop. This means basically we're doing 5 times. We go into the function 4, we go here, 4 is bigger than 1, we go there, and we're gonna return 4 times the function with 3 is bigger than 1, and so on until we reach 1, and then we're gonna return 1, and then in total it's gonna be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, and that's why it works. So 3 and 10. So yeah, and then we have 0, we should return 1. Yeah, but like I said, if you don't think about the constraint of it must be a number, you're gonna get that infinite loop, because it's gonna try to multiply something that cannot be multiplied because it's a string. So, well, this is an extra point, of course, and you would get a better score if this was a tech interview, because you would think about details, you know. So we're gonna add the constraint that if it's not a number, then just return out of the function, and it's gonna give us undefined because hello goes there and yes gets thrown out of the house. And actually this should pass the tests, and it does. So I'm gonna link a link about recursion in the description below. Recursion is a very important topic within programming, not only within JavaScript, and it's very nice, it's very good that FreeCodeCamp already touches on that from the beginning, from the basic algorithms. And yeah, so this was it for the video. I don't know if something was unclear. I would encourage everyone to write down in the comments below your questions and your suggestions, and if you found this video helpful, just hit the like button, comment and subscribe, because it helps the algorithm find me, and I can be helpful to other people. So until next time,